Hey, I'm back at the pit of despair. Water level, it's not happening. I mean, the water level is pretty much, it might have come up a little bit, but maybe like half an inch. With the amount of rocks that I threw in there, I feel it should have come up a lot more if seepage through the bottom was the problem. I guess my best guess right now is the seepage is occurring. It's going back up into the spring and through the sides, or something along those lines. It doesn't really matter too much. So next step, I decided, I kind of thought about it last night before I went to sleep, brainstormed with my friend, and I'm gonna try the siphon. I think it's gonna be a one-day project. I'm willing to experiment with that before we go to something more drastic, which could be, I think I can drill into this, especially the sides. It's thinner. Like in the front, it's super thick. So that's one way. I can drill out another hole, try to get to the bottom. It's actually gonna be digging quite a bit. Another way is I can knock this wall down all the way to below the water line and install another pipe. But as you can see, this friggin' thing is so thick. I don't know why they made it so thick. Like, I don't know if I can do that with a sledgehammer. I might need like a jackhammer. So you basically knock down this wall, install a new pipe underneath the current pipe, and then build another wall above that pipe. I wouldn't build it this high. You know, the wall would only have to go up like up to there maybe. And then finally, I could try to develop, you can't really see it over there, but develop the new spring site that I found. There's some risk to developing that new spot because I don't know if there's enough water flow there to make it work. I would have to just like keep digging and see what comes out of there, and that in itself is a lot of work. So I think I am now in the mode of doing the siphon. Wish me luck. That thing is pissed. Okay, so while I was grabbing a bunch of things and looking at the other spring site, a snake got into the current spring box. And that's another kind of thing I don't like about the spring box. It's so big. Like, if something gets in there, it's harder to take out. They can go into those little rock crevices and hide out, die in there, and I just don't like how big this thing is. I'm still gonna continue with the siphon, but again, like long term, I need to like do the box here proper, or make some kind of or work on that other spring side probably. I started to dig here and clearing out that section where that pipe is, so I can install a valve there. But what I'm realizing is that I don't think that part of the hose is lower than the intake. I don't want to chance it, and I think in order to create the suction or the siphon, I'm gonna have to prime this pipe, and where I open up the valve from has to be lower than the intake, or at least that will give me the best chance. I thought about doing it here so I can just have it convenient access to the valve while I'm working here, but I think I'm just gonna go to be safer, right where the yard starts, because that's definitely lower than up here. Okay, so I got the valve installed. It's open right now, so I'm gonna close it. Closed it. The spring is up that way, and I'm gonna go prime the pipe up to here. Okay, so the valve is closed down the hill. I poured water down the pipe. Now I am going to push this into the water, and then I'm gonna go down and open the valve, and hopefully that will create the suction that we need. So that's in the water. I'm gonna open it all the way at first for like a few seconds to get the water going really fast, and then I'll close it. I'm just gonna have to feel it out. It can't be so much that it's draining the spring box too quickly. I have it open about, I would say like 10% of the way. I'm just gonna do a quick open and close, and I heard water flowing as I did that, so hopefully this is working. I'm just gonna go take a quick look up at the reservoir, at the spring box, and then I'm gonna go in the basement to see if water continues to come in. So that looks good. Water's not going too fast. Check it out. That is coming from the spring. I can probably open that up a bit more. So I decided to turn up the water pressure. I guess it's really turning down, but I opened the valve more, and you can see it's like flowing pretty good. But I feel like this is too fast. I feel this amount would drain the spring box before the natural spring has had time to replenish it. So I'm going back to close that valve a little bit, and then we'll do a measurement. I think I'm shooting for like maybe like 1 gallon in an hour. If I have 1 gallon in an hour, I'll get 24 gallons in a day. So I'll start with 1 gallon, and I think I can bump that up to 2 gallons an hour. So I turned it down, and the rate is like, as you see, but I feel like that's still way too fast. I think I have about 1 gallon in there, and I've been running this thing like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna close it off more up top. So I like that amount. I feel that's gonna be way more than 1 gallon in an hour. You'd be amazed, like how like if you just drip your faucet at home. Let's say like in the winter, you don't want the faucet to freeze or the pipes to freeze, so you like give it like a 1 drop, drip, or like a few drops, per second or something. And if you put like a pot underneath, that thing fills up. Like you come back an hour later and the pot's full. Like this amount is, I'm sure, more than I think it is. But at the same time, I feel that amount will not deplete the spring box of water, hopefully forever. Not really catching that too well, but at least I'm gonna check back every 30 minutes. I set my timer, and it'll tell me like what the flow rate is roughly I mean, it's not super accurate, but I'm just trying to get a rough estimate here. Hey. So I think I should be like much more excited, but I'm kind of almost in shock that it worked. It's somehow containing my excitement, because this is a big deal. Like I now have a functional water system. It's not pressurized yet, but with a simple pump system, I can fill up like a gallon jug pretty easily. I mean, there's like a few things. I want to kind of flush out the system and let it kind of fill up the bucket, drain it, fill it up, drain it, fill it up, drain it a bunch of times to clean out the pipes and whatever. Then I'll fill up that big 50-gallon container and get that water tested. I guess I'm gonna get it tested before I treat it in any way, because I was thinking about putting bleach in the container. Like you can look it up online to see what's the safe amount per whatever gallons of water. There's a car going behind me. I only see like 5 cars going on this road like all day. So I'll get it tested without cleaning that, or without using any kind of chemicals. I did use the chemical once, like up at the spring when I initially saw the dead mold in there. So, but it's been flushed out a bunch of times since then. When I like pumped out the water and had a big water party in the basement the other day. Kind of rambling here, but yeah, having water is a big deal. Like, you can't survive without it. And the way I was doing things was so like time consuming and a lot of effort, a lot of energy. So this will be like much less energy. And to add to that, look what just came in. It's backwards, but it's a pool and spa skimmer. So I can go skim off the top of that, the pool box. And it's like a leaf and debris grabber. So I've been like mowing down a lot of weeds and high grass, tall grass, as Deco would say. It's in the tall grass. I can grab it with this, dump it in the wheelbarrow, and then probably burn it. Or maybe I'll take it to the long waste place. I'm back up at the spring box. And if I look down, I see like no evidence of any lower level of water, or the water level decreasing. Use your English, Jimmy. But I don't want to make the flow greater yet until I work on my container down in the basement and put a overflow on that one. Like because eventually the container on the bottom is gonna fill up, and the excess water will need to go somewhere. So I don't want to turn up the water flow and cause some kind of a flooding situation in the basement. So right for now, I'm gonna keep it pretty low, and then maybe make it a little bit higher in the future. Okay, so this has been running for about 1 hour, probably hour 5 minutes, and it's not quite halfway full. So I'm gonna say 2 gallons in 1 hour. So it's been 2 hours and 2 gallons per hour estimate is pretty close. I'm gonna say that's good. Now I'm gonna throw this hose into this big container. So according to my calculation, 50 gallons, 2 gallons per hour, so that's 25 hours until this is totally full. So I usually get up somewhere between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. so it shouldn't overflow, and I can check up on it in the morning. Okay, so I got the 50-gallon container. Let's see if, yep, see the water coming in. Using this half of a bottle that I did not throw away, I made this kind of seal, I guess. I mean, it's not the best seal, but it'll keep rodents out. Threw some rocks on top of it. Temporary, but it'll do the job for now. Figure out how to do that better later. Probably drill a hole through the cap and do it that way. Put some caulk around it.